Hello, this is Jack Yost, your business professor, with the final installment, the final lecturette, our last video and audio of Management 323, Management Theory and Practice. Chapter 15 is the final chapter in our text, and our subject today is innovating and changing. And let me tell you a challenge that I had with this kind of innovating and changing. This is where we are going to discuss primarily exchanging technology for labor, exchanging technology for labor. When I used to run a small software company, we had as clients of local governments, and one of the great challenges that we always had in dealing with their IT departments for the clients was that they always thought that they could replicate our product. They thought that they could always develop it in-house. They thought they could develop it better, faster, cheaper than we could. And we always knew that if they tried to develop the product inside the organization, it would never be quite as good, never be quite as robust, and certainly wouldn't be as inexpensive as our product purchased outside. This is one of the great challenges of companies today, is whether or not they develop the product inside their organization or they outsource it or purchase it from an outside vendor, like my company did. Let's talk a little bit about how that works and what that looks like today. Our learning objectives are to summarize how to assess technology needs, identify the criterion on which to base technology decisions, compare key ways of acquiring new technologies, evaluate the elements of an innovative organization, discuss what it takes to be world-class, describe how to manage change effectively, and list tactics for creating a successful future. Forces driving technological development. There must be a need or demand for the technology to start. Meeting the need must be theoretically possible, and the knowledge to do so must be available from basic science. We don't have to break new ground. Must be able to convert the scientific knowledge into practice in both engineering and economic terms. The funding, where we're going to get the money, the skilled labor, the people, the time, space, and other resources needed to develop the technology must be available. This was the challenge that we had dealing with our clients, in that we already solved as a vendor all of these funding, labor, time, space, and resources to have a software product that was available off the shelf, ready to go. Number 5, the entrepreneur initiative is needed to identify and pull all these necessary elements together. This is more of an intrapreneur, this is initiatives inside the organization. Measuring current technologies, where we have a technology audit. This is a process of clarifying the key technologies on which an organization depends. Emerging technologies are still under development and thus unproved. Let's try to avoid them. Pacing technologies have yet to prove their full value, but have the potential to alter the rules of competition by providing significant advantage, a killer category, game changer. Key technologies have proven effective, but they also provide a strategic advantage because not everyone yet uses them. Base technologies are those that are commonplace in the industry. Everyone must have them to operate, must have a software program that does word processing or some kind of spreadsheet that crunches numbers, such as Excel. Assessing external technology trends. Benchmarking is the process of comparing the organization's practices and technologies with those with other companies. This is comparing what we do, what you do inside your organization, and comparing it to an external standard. This is how we get to be world class, where we measure our performance against the performance and benchmarks outside the organization. Environmental scanning. This is focuses on what can be done and what is being developed. Emphasizes identifying and monitoring the sources of new technology for an industry. Key factors to consider in technology decisions: anticipated market receptiveness, technological feasibility, economic viability, anticipated capacity development, and organizational sustainability. Know where to get new technologies, make or buy decision. This question an organization asks itself about whether to acquire new technology from an outside source or develop it itself. I would submit that most of the time, in most cases, it is faster, better, and cheaper for an organization to acquire the technology from an outside vendor than it is to develop it inside. Know where to get new technologies: internal development, purchase, contract development, licensing, or technology training, research, partnership, and joint ventures, or acquisition of the of the owner of the technology, maybe by a whole new, by the company itself. Know where to get new technologies. Managers should ask the following basic questions. Is it important and possible in terms of competitive advantage that the technology remain proprietary? Are the time, skills, and resources for internal development available? Is the technology readily available outside the company? Who is responsible for new technology innovations? The Chief Information Officer, the CIO, C-level, is the executive in charge of information technology strategy and development, coordinate the technological efforts of various business units, identify ways that technology can support the company's strategy, and supervise new technology development. A technical innovator is a person who develops a new technology who has the key skills to install and operate the technology. Product champion is a person who promotes a new technology throughout the organization in an effort to obtain acceptance and support for it. An inside champion, we call that in sales. And the executive champion is an executive who supports a new technology and protects the product champion of the innovation. Development project is a focused organization effort to create a new product or process via technological advances. Socio-technical systems. This is an approach to job design that attempts to redesign tasks to optimize the operation of a new technology while preserving employees' interpersonal relationships and other human aspects of work. Becoming world-class. Becoming world-class requires applying the best and latest knowledge and ideas and having the ability to operate at the higher standards of any place in the world. World-class companies create high-value products and earn superior profits over the long run. The result is an organization capable of competing successfully on a global basis. The tyranny of the or, the belief that things must either be A or B and cannot be both, that only one goal and not the other can be attained. For example, you must choose between either change or sustainability, be conservative or bold, have control and consistency, or creative freedom, do well in the short term or invest in the future, plan methodically or be opportunistic, be pragmatic or idealistic. The genius of A&D, this is the ability to achieve multiple objectives simultaneously. Examples: a purpose beyond profit and pragmatic pursuit of profit, relatively fixed core values and vigorous change and movement, clear vision and direction and experimentation. Both. This is where the manager learns to control events by getting both. Organizational development systematically shapes success. OD, organizational development. This is a system-wide application of behavioral science knowledge to develop, improve, and reinforce the strategies, structures, and processes that lead to organizational effectiveness. Strategic interventions help organizations conduct mergers and acquisitions, change their strategies, and develop alliances. Technological structure and interventions are relating to organizational structure and design, employee environment, and work design. Human resources management interventions, attracting good people, setting goals, and appraising and rewarding performance. Human process interventions, conflict resolution, team building, communication, and leadership. Strategy focuses on customers. Forever we focus on the customer, the client, continually fine-tuning based on marketplace changes and clearly communicated to employees. Execution. Whole books, libraries have been written on execution. Good people with decision-making authority on the front lines do quality work and cutting costs. This is good people on the front lines is also known as subsidiarity, where we push that decision-making ability down to its lowest possible level. Culture. One that motivates, empowers employees to innovate, rewards people appropriately, entails strong values, encourages people, and provides a satisfying work environment. Now, I am a fan of empowering people only to the extent that the employee, the staffer, has thus earned the trust of the competence and character of his or her competence and character to his manager. This empowerment is earned. It's not given, not awarded lightly. Structure. Making the organization easy to work in and easy to work with, characterized by cooperation and the exchange of information and knowledge throughout the organization, and structure follows strategy. Motivate people to change. The general reasons for resistance are inertia, this is how we've always done it, timing, surprise, peer pressure. Change, specific reasons for resistance are self-interest, misunderstanding, different assessments, and management tactics. Sometimes managers just don't manage it correctly. And motivating people to change. Force field analysis. This isn't a force field. This is something out of Star Trek, it sounds like, is an approach to implement Lewin's model of unfreezing, moving, refreezing model by involving identifying the forces that prevent people from changing and those that will drive people toward change. Managers have to harmonize multiple changes. What is the evidence that the approach can really produce positive results? Is the approach relevant to your company's strategies and priorities? Can you assess the costs and potential benefits? Does it really help people add value through the work? Does it help the company focus better on customers and the things they value, things the customer values? Let us end our seminar here, and I welcome you to submit the final assignment that is due directly, and please contact me anytime for further questions at Yost, Y-O-E-S-T, that's Yost, Y-O-E-S-T, at CUA, Catholic University of America.edu. Thank you.